Hi everyone, this is another fast that I'm doing. Today is August 12th, it's 11:45. I've been fasting for about 9 hours now. I gotta say that I learned something new every time I fast, and this one is no exception. A coworker of mine had offered me some food, and I used to be very elaborate in answering some of these questions. Oh, I have these kind of conditions, so that's why I need to fast, and so and so and so. Today I just said, oh, I'm fasting. And when he tried to continue with some other thing, I just changed the conversation altogether, and I was surprised we didn't go back. We didn't go back to the discussion of eating again. It really highlights the principle of just keep it short and simple. Just, I'm fasting. Why are you fasting for? Oh, can we think about this project? It was that simple. I was amazed how simple it was. Um, I'm trying to think where else I have done this. I had another coworker many years ago. This was when I was a little bit more half-hearted with fasting. I was 12, 14 hours into a fast when he's munching on chips really loudly, and it became very frustrating for me to see and hear. I don't think I'm bothered so much by that anymore. Uh, but instead of just telling him directly, I made it a roundabout way of telling him, and it did not go very well. I could have just said, his name was Adam. I could have just said, Adam, I fast every once a week. Would you mind keeping it down? And I've learned that when you want to make a request that is simple but silly, one way to do it is to thank him before he has a chance to answer it. Adam, would you please keep it down because I'd like to fast once a week for personal reasons. Thank you so much. That way he doesn't have a way to probe into why you're fasting or insist that it's his choice to eat loudly or something like that. I've learned that if you have coworkers who or even roommates who are very noisy at night or do something that they don't realize annoys you, but it would be very easy to correct, right? I'm not talking about those hardcore things, right? If your roommate next door is having sex in the middle of the night, that might be a little trickier, right? Because that's personal. It might not be easy to correct for. But if it's something as simple as where he's sitting while he's eating, or right, I have roommates who right now who leave dirty dishes in the sink. And that one, I need some exercise anyhow. I'll just put on some latex gloves and I'll wash them, and that way it doesn't have to be a bother. But if it's something really really silly like making eating noises or such, oh, would you mind doing that? I'd like to fast for personal reasons. Thank you so much. And short circuit them before they can ask you what kind of personal reasons you're fasting. Right? I've learned to do that. Yeah, it's nice that you prepared something today. I'm fasting. Thank you so much. Can we talk about the project on hand, right? Okay. There was another time when the fasting got a little bit over my head, and I ran into some other social strife over it. This was many years ago when I was a little bit less serious about the fasting. I had read that fasting 3 days in a row could reverse type 2 diabetes. I don't have type 2 diabetes, my mom does. I wanted to do it to show her that it's possible. I had fasted about a day and a half when I realized it was going south quickly. And so I went to the grocery store to get something, and I got very lightheaded, and I had the misfortune of doing this during a very busy day at the grocery store. I think it might have been a holiday or some kind of event. And I asked the people in front of me if I could cut the line. I mentioned that I was trying to fast and it didn't go too well. And unfortunately, the person in front of me was Hispanic and didn't understand English very well. And it didn't go well. I think I might have said a cuss or some kind of racial slur and really embarrassed myself. And I learned from that lesson that even if you're fasting, you got to be prepared for what can go wrong, right? Earlier this year, at the beginning of COVID-19, I did a fast to, well, for my personal reason, but also to commemorate the loss of everyone involved with COVID-19 and to honor those who are researching COVID-19, right? That's how I said it, if I remember correctly. But I made sure to have reasonable stockpiles at home just in case the fast would not go as planned, right? Especially because it's during a COVID-19 situation, right? Stores are definitely going to be very slow, very packed. You got all sorts of people in the store. Obviously, you can't go up to somebody and ask to cut the line, right? You don't want to get too close to somebody to ask about that. So it made me realize that even as you're doing one thing, you got to be prepared for another, right? What else has happened recently? What I really enjoyed about the fasting is the freedom it has brought, right? I love going to theme parks. But the one thing I don't like about the theme parks is that they frown upon bringing outside food into the theme park. I have dietary restrictions, and one thing I really love now is that when I go to the theme park, I just fast. I don't have to argue with the people at the door that this is all I can eat, or I don't have to sneak stuff. I don't have to feel like I'm bending the rules or feel like I'm getting special treatment at the theme parks. I hate getting special treatment. I really do. It feels like, like I have a problem of some sort. And when I just fast, and I don't have to worry about food, this early October we have the Computer Olympiad. I'm still holding out hope that I can actually go there. I think it's going to be held in Japan, but if I do go there and not having to worry about if I have enough of my favorite foods during the flight or where do I find my favorite foods in Japan, it's very liberating in its own right. Not having to worry about getting a food craving at 1 in the morning and counting down the hours until I can go to the store. Right now, I don't know if stores will ever be open 24/7 again. I think a lot of businesses are realizing that they're saving a lot of money. I used to love going to the store in the middle of the night just to make a memory, if nothing else. A lot of stores have already cut back on hours because in Seattle the minimum wage has gone up a lot in the last 3-4 years. And I remember when my favorite grocery store, the Quality Food Center, QFC, they went from 24 hours to being open from 5 a.m. to 1 a.m. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but I remember I missed the time when I went there at 3 in the morning. 4 years ago, I was living out of my car, and I totaled the car. And so I ended up living behind a bush for a couple of days until I could get my apartment ready. And I was very fortunate the weather didn't get very severe. And I had a backpack, and I was just camping out behind trees and bushes. And I would sleep during the day because it felt safer that way. And I would do everything else at night. And one day I had gone to the QFC at 3 in the morning. And I don't know why, that memory just really sticks out. I probably didn't feel so happy when I was doing it, but now looking back at it, and I felt like a sense of loss when I first saw that the grocery store wouldn't be open at 3 in the morning. The first time I ever saw it, it just reminded me of that time when I was living behind the bush. I don't think I was really that happy when I was living behind the bush. It's only now looking back at it. It's kind of like any of my viewers who are going to start a fast from watching, if they're inspired by me, I want to give a little bit of a warning. When you're in the middle of fasting, you'll look back at the best meal you've ever had and how great it would be to repeat that. And you might throw in the towel, but then you try to repeat it. It's not the same anymore. A lot of these, I think human memory is pretty bad. And I've learned it the hard way with my fasting, that when I look back at, oh my God, it would be so nice to have so and so, because I think back at another time when I had so and so, right? So I throw in the towel and I go out to get the food that I was thinking of, and it bears no resemblance to what I was thinking. Now that it's especially disgusting too. when you do break your fast and you realize that you threw in the towel after 16 painful hours, and now you're bloated, and you got to clean up, and your desk is a mess, your computer is all greasy. It's like, why in the world did I do that, right? Anyways, just a little bit of warning there. Okay, I'll shoot another video later today when I'm up to a few more hours. Thanks for watching.